Hey world, what's up universe? It's your girl Monet and you're watching The Exchange Rate. Do you know why you shouldn't borrow money from a leprechaun? Because they're always a little short. Yes, I know it's sizes. What y'all want from me? Writing these jokes is a very tall order, you know? Short, tall. Comedy. Oh my goodness. This past weekend was this past weekend, whatever, has been super nice weather in the United States. People are feeling fierce, they're feeling free, they're feeling lovely. Central Park looked like a fucking Coachella festival this weekend. It was crazy. I'm like, y'all, social distancing, bitch. Stay your ass 6 feet away from the next person. I mean, they were literally on top of each other like motherfucking sardines. And Georgia opened up, Texas opened up, and now, lucky for us, we have almost 2,500 new cases of coronavirus, and that's just in 1 week. The symptoms take like 2 weeks to show up, so in like the next 2 weeks, girl, it's probably going to be jumped to like 5,000, maybe 10,000 cases. Who knows? Because the United States cannot stay quarantined. And if y'all know, in China, they were quarantined for about 3, going on 4 months. I think we could do it. I think we have it within us to do, but y'all just too thirsty for a little action. I would like to draw attention to the San Diego County man who wore his Klansman pointed hood to a Vons supermarket. That's not a joke. That's not a euphemism. He wore his Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard Master, why is it called a Grand Wizard? What a stupid fucking name. He wore his Grand Wizard thingy to the Vons supermarket, and he looked ridiculous. But you know what? Kudos to Vons for allowing him to take off his hood so he can finish his grocery shopping. You know, a racist needs groceries too. Up in the Facebook comments, they're like, oh, guys, we're out of masks and gloves. Like, what else was he supposed to do? He just ordered the next thing he could find. But you know what? Joke's on you, bitch, because Amazon is backed up until motherfucking September. So that means that old Sal had that goddamn hood in the back of his closet from the 1960s when he was parading around the country doing shady shit. But I digress. Today is going to be a really good show because she's one of my music icons and someone I have stanned from the day I discovered what a run was. Partially because I knew I would never ever do him like her. Miss JoJo is here! And also joining us is my super secret celebrity drag daughter, the newest addition to the Exchange family tree. All of that is you, aka Nico Tortorella. But first, let's get into the gig! Oh my god. So yeah, stories this week. This has to be the first story because I saw this article and I literally peed myself because I'm so excited. Rihanna is coming out with a motherfucking documentary, bitch. Rihanna's documentary coming out. Amazon bought the documentary for $25 million. Let me get the facts right, because you gotta reveal the fact. Yeah, Amazon bought it for $25 million. There's no release date yet, which is a little sad, but at least we know what's coming, bitch. At least we know what's coming. I spent most of my day on YouTube just watching videos of Rihanna put on makeup, watching her walk red carpets, watching her literally look at the camera for 2.4 seconds. I can wait a year, 2, 5, 18 years if I have to for this new Rihanna documentary, okay? Hey, you know, if Rihanna has proven us anything is that, bitch, if she wants us to wait, we gonna wait, okay? We still waiting for the motherfucking album. It's gonna be me on my 59th birthday, like, yo, Rihanna can't. Well, I won't be like that at 50. That's a little crazy. Maybe it's 55. It's called Rihanna Volume 1, which means there will probably be a Volume 2, a Volume 3, a Volume 4, a Volume 5, who knows? And it features over 1,200 hours of footage from Rihanna on the road. Now, a lot of it was filmed when she was doing the European leg of her tour, and it's by Peter Berg, who is a director. He was worked with her on Battleship. Remember Battleships. Yes, Battleship was shit. It was the worst fucking thing you've ever seen. But Rihanna was still in it. So us us Navy peeps, we have to stand regardless. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's fierce. He also did two Serena Williams documentaries and movies. You know, and a lot of people like to overlook Rihanna and talk so much shit. But we have to realize Rihanna is worthy to be praised, okay? She's one of the richest female artists in the world. She is apparently worth $600 million. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's more contadas than Beyonce. That's more than Britney Spears. Rihanna is worth a lot of money. She has had 14 number one songs on the Billboard Hot 100s. And she's the first black female to head a fashion luxury house. So Rihanna is doing some big things, honey. Yes, we've gotten Fenty eyebrows, Fenty blush, Fenty carn shorts. The Fenty is doing everything. But now we're getting the Fenty movie, and I cannot wait! Next up are Beyonce Knowles and Megan Thee Stallion. Did you know Megan, I think I said on the show before, she's 5'10". But she's just fierce. That's why they call her the Stallion, all right? And Megan Thee Stallion, bitch. I'm 5'10". Me and Megan Thee Stallion are the same height. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, so if you have been living under a rock or you don't have the lovely application, if you don't have the application TikTok, then you have not heard the song. Savage is like a mega hit on TikTok. Literally everyone has done the fucking challenge. From 6-year-old white girls to 95-year-old black women across the world are savaging. And Beyonce jumped on the hottest track that is in quarantine season, and she remixed it. Now, I think the remix is dope. It's fly. She talks about her starting an OnlyFans. She talks about Demon Hour, which we know Beyonce has a long checkered history with rumors of her and the Illuminati. I'm like, Beyonce, don't be talking about no demon time, okay? We just started removing you from the Illuminati. Don't bring your ass back in. But anyway, the remix is super dope. It's super hot. And they're both from Houston. And they are, all proceeds from the song are going to charity. The purchases from the song are all going to charity, which is dope. I'm sure it's probably to help COVID-19 relief or some foundation in Houston, I'm pretty sure. And it's dope. And what was really weird is 2 days later, Doja Cat and Nicki Minaj announced that they were teaming up for the Say So remix. Now, Say So is, I love Doja Cat. She's so fierce. But I have to say, this remix with Nicki, and I am a Nicki stan, okay? Hello, Good Morning is one of the greatest rap verses of all time. This remix was not doing it for me. For some reason, it felt like two different songs. It felt like Nicki just recorded this arbitrary thing and they put it into Doja Cat's song, whereas the Savage remix, you can tell Beyonce was integrated and weaved into the song. Nicki's, it was Nicki, Doja, done. It was really, really, really weird and just not the features we're used to hearing from Nicki Minaj. But in it, she says this one lyric, it goes, and people think that it's pointed at Beyonce because she says, because in Beyonce's Savage, she goes, if you want to see some real ass, baby, here's your chance. Say So remix with Nicki Minaj came out 2 days later says, why you talking about who body fake with all them fillers in your face? You just full of hate. Do you think Nicki's coming at Beyonce? I mean, I don't know them to have beef, but maybe Nicki's trying to start some drama, girl, to get us talking because the remix sucks. Yeah, Nicki also. Oh, that's not even the tea. So I don't know if y'all remember years back when Nicki came out as being queer and saying she was bisexual. That was a hot button issue. And then a little bit after that, she was like, nah, I was just saying it to make headlines and be controversial, whatever. In one of the lyrics in the Say So remix, she goes, tell Mike Jordan, send me my retros. Used to be bi, but now I'm just hetero. Nicki, you know queer people, you know we don't like you queer baiting us, mom. You know we don't like that shit. Maybe she is bi, but no, it's 2020. I don't think Nicki would be ashamed or afraid of being bi. I think she was just fucking around, and I think that's what it is. So, Twitter, Black Twitter is lighting her ass up, girl. They're like, Nicki, that's not cool. Don't do that. But yeah, Savage remix, 10 stars. Say So remix, I like it without Nicki. Doja was fine on her own. The song is fierce. Doja's rapping it was cute. Like, Doja didn't need a remix. You know what I mean? Not to say Savage needed it, but anything Beyonce jumps on is fucking hot. So, Savage work. Say so, no. Say so, go. Now that we're living in isolation and quarantine and all the things, I think that lots of companies are finding creative ways to... Oh, I'm drooling. To prepare for when we finally start seeing and touching each other, like when we're allowed to. So, the microshell suit might be a go-to party device for the future. There's a picture of it here. LA designer Miguel Ruseño inspired to design the suit after he saw the fucking spring breakers down in Florida that were disobeying quarantine. Literally, like the first week that we were supposed to stay home, they were like, "No, fuck that partying." And he says it's for music goers, and he designed it with the music industry in mind. It comes with a ventilation system, but it has like added colors to make it look like fierce and cool. So, and it doesn't look like one of those like medical suits. And it's for, it is conducive to going to the bathroom because it's only for your upper body. It's very like Winnie the Pooh, you know what I mean? It's like a party on, business on the top and a party downstairs because there's no, so you can, because have you ever worn like a onesie or overalls and you gotta pee? Bitch, you're unhooking things, you're unstrapping things, your fucking clothes are dragging on the floor. Now your nice little Carhartt jumper thing, it got fucking piss on it. Like, peeing in a whole bodysuit is a thing. So he eliminated that. It's just from the titties on up. And it might be the wave of the future, girl. I mean, who knows? And there's also this video of club goers in Germany. They're organizing these big street parties where all the cars come in and you have to stay in your car and you're limited to having 2 adults and 1 child per vehicle. And they all line up in this park and the DJ DJs and you just party like that. Girl, this is the future of partying. I don't know if I'm here for it. That just sounds whack. That sounds boring. There's nothing about that sounds fun. Like, I could see myself doing one just to like say I did it and like experience it. But who wants to go to a fucking... imagine going to the Formation Beyonce concert and you're just sitting there in your car. Like, no, that is so whack. They're calling it auto discos. And it's a thing in Germany right now. There's a video of it. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. But yeah, that's all the stories we have for today. Again, if you want us to talk about a story, you can go ahead and tag #XCR, #ExchangeRate, tag me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And if it's something fierce, we'll talk about it on the show. A big pet peeve of mine is a bitch who always whining about something. Lucky for us, Rose got her stimulus check, and another bottle is on deck for this week's edition of Wine Crush Wednesdays. Wine Crush Wednesday,
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Wine Crush. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Wine Crush Wednesday, your weekly fix for learning about new and interesting types of vino. With me, your hostess, who is missing one nail on this hand already. Rosé, yeah. I hope you like my look today. I decided to go for kind of like a something. We have got to spill the tea. First of all, let's just fucking talk about it. I am fucking gorge. Just fucking look at this. I just really did that. I did it. Oops, I did it again. Today, we are going to drink a lovely wine. I decided to go rogue and be unpredictable, and we're gonna taste a rosé. So this is Maison Nicolas Pinot Noir Rosé. Now, I don't know what that means because Pinot Noir is actually a red wine and rosé is not. I just want to dive right in. It says 2018, which means that, you know. So let's go ahead and crack her open. Whoa. This packaging is much easier than last week's. It's just a screw top, which basically means that we are trash here in this house. It's like whatever. It's like, you know. You like my nose highlight? You know? Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna do a real taste this time. Tornado. Oh. Now the disadvantage of rosé is that it will not turn. Oh, that's so fucking good. It will not turn your teeth brown. All right, so cheers. To me, of course. Wow, okay, so I'm definitely getting notes of rosé. I'm feeling notes of like a rose-colored wine, notes such as A flat, notes such as C, because that I am a C cup, and this is a wine cup. And it all ties together, and that's what I love about this series. And I'm hoping we can all do that, get there together. We're all in this together. So rosé, obviously served chilled. Like a regular fridge temperature is like fine, same as like white wine. And like there might be like a specific temperature, but I don't, you know, who am I? I'm rosé, and I am delicious. It's so nice to just like have a glass of yourself. Let's like research a little bit. First of all, Maison Nicolas. Another French bottle. Of course, France is known for its wines. Maison being French for Mason, who is actually one of my regulars at my shows. He made a t-shirt with my face on it, and then also told Lemon that he was gonna make one of her, and I felt less special. But, all right, Nicolas, spelled without an H, which is a little bit, it's like, you know, can we just like use spell check? This doesn't say anything. Sometimes wines have like lovely synopses on them, and I did make up that plural. I don't know if it's right. We're gonna check, and if it is, then it's like, oh, cheers to me. Fun fact, I'm very good at grammar. And just like syntax. I'm just really good with language in general, but mostly English because that is the language that I speak. The barcode is 083729007178, which contains sulfites. I don't know what that means, but what I'm gonna go ahead and guess is that sulfites are fucking delicious. Yeah, so again, this is a really great wine. If you guys have any questions for me, don't ask, because I don't really, you know, I'm kind of busy and I don't want to like, you know, talk to everyone. I literally have gained so much weight, and then I like put on my pads and this wig, and I was like, oh, like, no, I didn't. Oh. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in to Woman Crush Wednesday. Oh my God, Wine Crush Wednesday. I'm a fucking idiot. You see, like literally, I will see you next week, unless you are blind, in which case, well, I'll see you, but you won't see me at all.
Our first guest blazed onto the scene at just 13 years old and was topping charts with her powerhouse vocals. With the literal voice of an angel, there's not much she can't do. And by the way, when I say angel, I don't mean like one of them little baby angels. This voice is slaying dragons, mama. Y'all, please welcome JoJo!
Whoa, what an intro! Thank you.
Oh no, I'm not playing. Your voice is slaying dragons, girl. That's not like the voice like no. This voice is a breath of fire, and it's gonna singe your eyebrows and burn all my wigs. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I just love it. Thank you. That's high praise.
How you doing, my dear?
I'm doing good. I mean, I know we're all sick of this shit, but yeah, you know, all things considered, honestly, I'm really blessed. I have everything I need, and my album just came out, and the response has been crazy. So that's been keeping me up at night in a good way, you know?
Okay, let me tell you something. Okay, from the time you dropped, so Mad Love, big diehard fan. I do like 3 drag numbers that I use. Fuck apologies. I use honest. What am I like? Let me tell you something. Mad Love already was giving my life. And when I heard you come out with this next album, I was like, oh shit, I cannot wait. The album is so good, so dope. Top 3 so far right now. You ready?
Yeah,
Man, yes. Lonely Hearts, and Don't Talk Me Down.
Ooh, I like these choices.
Oh, yes,
okay.
Yes. Those have been on repeat nonstop since the first. How are you feeling about the new project?
I feel so happy that it's out from under me, like incubating it like a, you know, like a friggin' chicken with an egg. You know, I'm just gonna be sitting on it. Like now it's birthed, it's out. It's not my business anymore. It's, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. That's why I make music, to share it and to feel so not alone. So I'm glad that we didn't push it back, and that you know, people can now make it a part of their lives. So it feels great.
Well, now more than ever, like, and especially with quarantine and everyone's being isolated, like, it's just nice to just put on an album that you can listen to from top to bottom and just like, and not have to press skip or not have to press shuffle. Like, you just in the zone, in the vibe, whatever you're doing. Your little having a little Netflix and chill moment with your boo through Skype. You know what I mean? Y'all can both listen to the album. It's like that kind of vibe. You know
I love that. Yeah,
what I'm
we're all having to like stay flexible with the way that we've lived our lives, but music is still one of those things that is a non-negotiable. Like we need
right.
music to help us through every single moment. And since this album is a lot about like I wanted to escape myself, I wanted to in the beginning that's how it felt, but toward the middle I got to a place where I was like I I've been in these toxic patterns of relationships. Like I need to learn how to be by myself. And I think a lot of us are going through that period of like having to face ourselves,
Yeah.
whether we wanted to or not. So
100. Now, I have to say, now this man in this song, who is this man still in your life? I mean, are you gonna find this man? Because you're talking about looking for this man. Like, can we have like some tea leaves or some
of man. Well, no. So my single Man that's out right now is really about how I'm not going to settle at this
right,
point in my life. I'm 29. I'm about to enter into a new decade, and I really, really dig the woman that I am today. I can't say that. Like I haven't always felt this way about myself, and I've really worked hard to like get to this place. So I've had my fair share of relationships and stuff like that, but no, I did write mostly about two relationships on this album, but Man is about me. Man is
all
about
about you.
like it's all about me. But now this like I there's two people that I have in mind though that but no,
Got you.
I'm nobody's woman right now. I'm my own woman and my own man.
I live for that. Well, that's what I want to say with these new projects you're coming out with, like with a Joanna. The lyrics in Joanna, like you're just being so real and so honest. And I want to read just my favorite lines to be vocally, but still
Give
lyrics.
it to me.
Speaking of which, where did your acting career go? You were supposed to be somebody. You were supposed to make more money, make us proud. Nobody liked you in Massachusetts. You should just hurry and drop your new shit. Hurry and drop your new shit. Girl, you're being
I'm
so
reading myself.
fucking real. Reading yourself, girl. I'm like for the back row though. I'm like, oh God. Damn.
It made me feel way more empowered to say the shit that haters have said.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm blind to this shit. It's not like
Yeah. You
it's not
see
like
it.
I don't have these deep dark thoughts about my own self. It's not like I haven't struggled with depression and anxiety and all these things. And when people are telling you your career is over at 18 and that you should file for bankruptcy or just go pursue something else, I'm like, rich people file for bankruptcy. That's not where I come from. I don't understand. Like, I go
Yeah.
do something else. Where? What do I
Yeah.
go do? Like,
Yeah.
people like to simplify your situation. And they think that they
Ooh.
know what they would do if they were in your shoes. You don't know, bitch. It's just like you never know what you would do. So that's it. It made me feel, to be honest, like that song. Cardi B inspired me writing that song because I
Oh
love
really?
I love her energy of like, yeah, I was a stripper, and yeah, I did this. Yeah, I scammed. Yeah, I did this. Like, you got to own who you are, where
Who
you've
you
been,
are.
who you are. I'm not ashamed. And like, nobody can try to use my truth against me. I've already said it. It is what it is.
Oh, girl, I am so I feel like I just came from church. I feel like I just got like a religious experience. That's so fucking real. I live. And because people say all that because they've heard about like the stuff that you went through on the blogs. They're gonna realize, at 13, you are the youngest Billboard topping artist, correct?
Yeah, youngest artist to have a #1 on the Billboard pop charts. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And what a wild way to start this long career that I've already had. I'm 16 years in. I'm not 30 yet. It's ridiculous. I don't have
Yeah.
any. It's pretty wild.
And I mean, so with all the stuff with Black Run, for those who don't know, Black Run Records was the first record label to sign you, and you went through a really long and tumultuous thing with them, leaving them because they were trying to like not like you couldn't release your music and stuff. So like where are you at now with the Black and with Black Ron? Have you ever reconciled any of that, or is it just done finito? Warner Brothers, like fuck all that shit in the past.
Oh, I mean, I truly, genuinely wish those people well. And I'm saying
Mhm.
those people because there's no reason to call them out by name. They
Yeah,
were
yeah,
like
yeah, of course.
they were like family to me.
Yeah,
Um, it's unfortunate that those relationships ended because of business and that like I was a casualty of decisions that they made, like things that happened with me. Um, it it just, yeah, it's definitely all resolved in the past though.
right.
And I had to sue and get out, but there's actually a really Up Rocks did this really good documentary on my story so far.
Oh,
It's just
girl,
25
as
minutes
soon as
long,
I,
and
you know, those are 1.2 million viewers. I'm about 500,000 of those viewers. All right.
it was really well done because a lot of it was just like a digestible little uh explanation of like where'd I go, you know what I
Where'd
mean?
you
It was
go?
really well.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And then what I think was so crazy was your decision to, because so you were able to kind of skirt around it by still recording all of, because they didn't have the masters for them, or you just basically re-recorded your two first albums.
So how it works is that publishing is different from a master recording. So, and this was all very confusing to me and still kind of is to this day. So
Yeah.
I made new masters, meaning that if I'm recording something today, you know, in May of 2020, then that creates a new separate like intellectual property in the computer
Got
that
it.
is
Got it.
different because my, you know, we didn't need to create something from scratch. So I was able to, yeah, get around those loopholes because I don't own my voice from when I was 13. They do. And they own those recordings because I didn't have
Yeah.
access to that.
Yeah.
So because my music wasn't available on streaming services and I felt like my history was low key being erased, I wanted to do something about it. Aaliyah can't do anything about her catalog that isn't
Yeah.
available on streaming services. So I wanted
Yeah.
to reclaim my time and kind of change the narrative and you know, feel empowered in a situation that really just it took up way too much space in my life.
Oh, 100%. Because let me tell you something. I don't think as like a queer kid, I understand how you don't know how like your first two albums empowered me as like I have so many girl. Yours, Leave, Get Out comes in the club. They put a fierce ass remix on top of it, whatever, and the kids go wild and nuts. Like it really
That's so
empowered a
amazing.
generation of young kids. Like that's the shit I was listening to when I was 13, 14. My little gay ass in my room, I got it on loud so nobody
Why
know.
why do you think it resonated with you? Why do you think it particularly resonated with you?
I don't know. I just feel like because yes, you were so young, but you were just speaking from such an authoritative place, and it just
Mm.
felt like genuine. And you know, and you're the kind of voice that people vibe with, and with the queer community, I feel like a lot of us, because a lot of us have to grow up really fast, and we don't have icons that we can look to because a we're closeted and we're scared and whatever. But your music was just so empowering to us, girl, and we just fucking love
Oh,
you. We love you, love you,
oh,
love you.
I love you.
And you did a whole Pride run this year, which I thought was so dope. And you were at the Pride festivals and you were singing, and
I'm
it was
always at the
so
Pride. You can't keep
yeah,
me away from the Pride festivals.
yeah, yeah,
I love performing at Pride. It's always such a treat for me whenever I see it on my calendar or whenever an offer comes in. I'm like, oh my
yeah,
God, this is about to be it's about to give me so much energy. There's
yeah,
such a beautiful energy at the Prides that I've been able to perform at.
yeah. And then also, I want to what is your connection with Clover? Because Clover was one of the songs of Melody, and that's also the name of your record label.
Yeah, I have a clover right there on my
Oh,
finger. I
word,
have a
dope.
shamrock.
Yeah,
I'm part Irish, you know, I'm from Boston, and that's a big part of Boston's history with the Irish immigrants and everything. And I've always been interested in that part of my lineage. And I started to think about how lucky I am to have the resilience that I've had. It doesn't come from nowhere. You know, you could conflate luck and blessings as being very
yeah,
similar thing. And that's what it is about kind of um, the it's about feeling really lucky and moving forward and that's it.
I love, 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 love. And you know, and I also want to say this. Because I had my album come out, whatever, and it was all dope and good, whatever. But to see you, you know, got a little. Oh shit! My hair got caught in my lipstick. I love the fact that you go on IG Live and you really be singing, you really connect with your fans, and I think that is something that a lot of artists take for granted. But a lot of artists cannot just get up on IG Live and sing because they ain't gonna sound like what the records sound like. But you really give it to your fans, and you can tell your artists that genuinely love your fans. And as one of your fans, we really fucking love it and we appreciate it. I just want you to fucking know that.
Yo, thank you for saying that. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, am I doing, what am I doing? You know, sometimes you're just like, what, what am I doing? But I'm really, the answer is I'm just having fun and YOLO, and like, yo, we're all locked down. So I want to connect with people. I miss people. So it's kind of a cool way to stay engaged.
Well, listen, when we are back up in the studios, please come down because we normally play crazy, fun team games. We had Trevor Jackson and Iggy Azalea and stuff, and we play really fun, silly games.
I want to play games with you. That'll be fun.
I know, but it's so hard to do it through this.
Oh, I know. We'll do it in person.
Yeah, we'll do it in person, definitely. Jojo, thank you so much for stopping by. Listen, if y'all make sure y'all are streaming, buying Jojo's new Mother Tuckin' album. You will not regret it. So good, so dope. You're a queen, my dear.
Thank you, my love.
And I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Thank you, darling. Bye.
Bye, dear.
She's beauty, she's grace, and she's always serving face. Here's some BTS of Miss Universe telling us about her monetary habits.
Oh my god. Wow. What would I use for currency if money disappeared? I would probably trade all my shoes for other stuff that I can have. I'm trading all my shoes, definitely. My first job was as a shop assistant. I think I earned about $200 a month. Yeah. I bought myself a cell phone for the first time. I think that was my very first biggest purchase, and I was very proud of it. I would put on, I have so many people I want to put on to that $20 bill. I would put on Harriet Tubman. I think she is fierce. Rands, pounds, dollars, euros, and nairas. Fabulous shoes. Love.
Well, we're certainly not getting any younger, so let me waste no time introducing our next guest because they're a scream. Author of All of It Is You and The Space Between, actor and activist Nico Tortorella.
Hi.
Nico. Hello, my dear.
Good seeing you here.
I know now you know the inside tea about hello, the little RuPaul's little intro to you in the workroom.
I do. I feel like I'm like officially part of the family now. Feels good.
Girl. Like the most like it's hard. It's harder. People again, I say this all the time to all the girls. People don't understand, like the girls who have been eliminated and we chat. Drag Race is such a hard experience. It is such a crazy thing.
I have so much more respect for anyone that has been involved in the show in any capacity. I mean, just the amount that you have to do and accomplish in one day alone, it's mayhem. Mm-hmm. Wait, can I swear on this show?
Pussy!
Oh, bitch. Yes, it's fucking mayhem. Shout out Mayhem Miller.
I want to get into this mug. You're giving us a face. You're giving us this. What, do you remember that cartoon with Natasha and Bullwinkle and the guy with the
who's Natasha and Bullwinkle?
For Rocky and Bullwinkle, the villains, Natasha and her little boyfriend.
Oh, I thought you just renamed Rocky to Natasha. Natasha's Rocky's drag name.
What is the inspiration for this handlebar villain fantasy?
I mean, I was rocking it a little bit ago, and I've just been growing my beard out in quarantine. I've always wanted a big, bushy fucking beard, and now's the perfect time. And you just add a little zhuzh to the mustache, make it a little more stylized.
I live, I live, I live. How's quarantine been treating you? Are you doing it in New York? Are you over in LA? Where are you right now?
I'm upstate New York, about an hour
Ooh,
north, just east of Poughkeepsie. It's been good. I miss working a lot.
right.
Such a worker bee, and I miss just like engagement. And as an actor, you have the ability to, somewhat leave who you are and become someone else. And I've been doing it for so long, and I just miss it. I miss being on set.
Yeah. Well, with Younger, because Younger is in what, y'all, the seventh season now?
Yeah, we were supposed to be shooting right now.
Oh, really? So, okay, so had y'all started and they sent y'all home, or you guys never even got
No,
to set?
like the week that we went into quarantine was our first week of production.
Gag.
So there's that, and then also I'm on the new Walking Dead that was supposed to come out in April, and they just pushed that because they couldn't finish everything in post because they were working on, I don't know, the last episode, just doing sound and some picture correction, and everyone had to leave the studio, Warner Brothers, so they couldn't finish it. So they're just like,
Word. So
okay,
that shit's probably gonna come out next year. Well, maybe in the fall. They
hopefully
could, the
hopefully
fall.
yeah.
Work. So now on Younger, so when you started Younger, were you like, because I mean y'all are nearing Grey's Anatomy territory where y'all are in like season, it's gonna be like you're gonna look up, it's gonna be season 18.
It's gonna be
Would you,
older soon enough.
this season on Older.
She's
Did you
older.
think it would be such a long lived show?
No, not at all. I mean, I was cast as a reoccurring guest star in the first episode, so I had
Oh,
no
work! I didn't know that.
that my involvement was going to be this heavy. And I mean, it was the perfect recipe for longevity, right? You had Darren Star, Hilary Duff, Debbie Mazur, Sutton Foster, the rest of everybody. And given the success of everything that Darren's ever touched, right? Sex in the City, Beverly Hills,
Yeah.
Melrose Place, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I knew it was going to be successful, but I never imagined it to pop off this hard.
Well, you know what, bitch? You had Sutton Foster. I
Mm.
stand Sutton Foster, one of the greatest motherfucking Tony performances in all of Tony Award history. Times have changed, bitch.
True
That thing is
story.
everything.
True
Oh, it's so
story.
good.
I showed up to set the first day and I didn't know who Sutton Foster was. And I've like
Nico
I,
Tortorella,
bad,
girl.
bad gay. I walk up to her, I'm like, so what do you do like outside of this? And she was like,
Oh my
I work in like theater primarily.
She's like, yeah, I'm a stagehand. And you're like, good for you, good for you.
Good for you, bitch. Come to find out she's literally Broadway royalty.
Like like one of the dames of Broadway, And then so you go for Younger, and you also had Tattoo Bar. Which Nico, I have to tell you, I don't know the craziness that is that show. How did you get wrapped up into this crazy concept of a show? It's wild.
Well, so I play a tattoo artist on Younger, okay?
Right.
So
right.
I'm kind of like in the world. MTV is part of Viacom. TV Land is part of Viacom. I had been in talks with MTV to try to figure out how we could do something together for years. The format worked really well overseas. It's been in England for, I don't know, 5-6 years.
Oh,
and
word.
Came to me and they were like, hey, do you want to help bring this format over to the States? And initially when I got involved, I was trying my hardest to not make it super spiteful and like revengeful, right? I was like, yeah, like we can insert some love and some queerness into the show in a really beautiful way. And it just fucking like was exactly the same format ultimately that it was in England. And it's one of the hardest jobs I've ever had. Emotionally, it's so draining. I mean, we're shooting like 2 or 3 episodes a day. So
wow, okay.
6 different couples of people all getting tattooed at the same time. And because they're blindfolded, it's this like little sensory deprivation tank. And
right.
all emotions are heightened exponentially. So you're like, I wound up just playing Dr. Phil the whole time, constantly trying to mediate
Catch me outside.
and then also dealing with the Snooki as well, which is a whole other conversation.
So for those of you who don't know, tattoo far is like either a couple or two best friends, the people who have a very close relationship, and in a way to kind of get revenge, they give each other tattoos blindfolded.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just for revenge. There were a couple people that proposed to their significant other. Like, there were a handful of sweet tattoos, but yeah, for the most part, it was just pure nasty.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Honestly,
And
though, I learned so much about people and the way they communicate with each other because for whatever reason, we created this little bubble for people to be able to open up to each other in ways that they couldn't necessarily outside of the
yeah,
so ridiculous. But I got to meet these people from walks of life that I normally wouldn't have interacted with, right?
yeah.
And I got like placed smack dab in the middle of their relationship. And I learned more about the human condition working on that than anything I've ever done.
Well, speaking of the human condition and communication and all those things, all of that is you made their RuPaul's Drag Race debut. How are you feeling? How was your time on the show? What's the tea?
There's so much tea. I mean, okay, look, like bottom line, we shot that almost a year ago now, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we were under the impression that it was coming out last winter, and it never really did. I never heard anything from World of Wonder. I kept checking in, and they were just kind of like, we don't know. And then quarantine happened, and I got an email being like, hey, it's coming out in 2 weeks. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It was such an intense experience being there, such an emotional experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I have never been more nervous watching myself on television in anything than on that show.
Yeah. Well, so for those who don't know, Nico identifies as non-binary, and you were very vocal about that on the show. You spoke out about that, and you were raising money for a trans betterment. Say it again.
The Transgender Law Center.
Yes, Transgender Law Center. And but you got a lot of backlash online from people saying that you were too extra, like you were posing as this thing.
Oh,
how did you?
The best comment was Nico Tortorella is the Rachel Dolezal of the LGBTQ community. Girl, you like listen. The majority of the response was fucking incredible, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm so happy and proud that I was able to go on that show and raise awareness around something that, you know, has been lacking in the format since the beginning, right? Like, there is no question that World of Wonder and RuPaul have done amazing work for the community.
Beautiful.
Long before anyone was even fucking talking about it, right?
Yeah.
But I think, like, with the current times and with everything that's happening with this administration and legislation getting passed, anti-trans legislation getting passed across the board, I think that it is more important now than ever that we are having a conversation that is just more inclusive. Drag is not, in my belief, drag is not just a man dressing up as a woman. There is so much more than that, and so many more seats at the table. And I went onto that show with the intention of expanding that conversation, right? In like the purest way that I could. Yes, girl, like, it's Drag Race. It's sticky as fuck. I came in and I was like, this was a dream come true. I was full fangirling out, you know?
Yeah.
And you know that, like, the edit, right? The producing of it all can sometimes work in your favor and sometimes, like, fuck with the messaging a little bit. And I think I'm super proud of the way it came out. I think I came off a little bit more of a fangirl than I necessarily would have liked. But I think that's also because they paired me with those two people instead of it being a different version of the show.
Well, you know,
I'll hear your thoughts.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, also, but I will say, like, people do say something about the edit and stuff like that. But I feel like the show did a really good job of showing that you were someone who is for the culture, and you weren't just someone who had never ever experienced drag in any way, shape, or possible. Like you were clearly a fan of the show, but also a fan of drag.
Yeah.
And I think the show did a really good job of showing that. And it was just so crazy to me to see people attack you, this non-binary person, on RuPaul's Drag Race, doing the thing and having conversation and raising money for a transgender law center. Like it was just so crazy to see that attack and people kind of taking that moment to kind of flip it and say no, but you don't really care about us. It's like how does he not care for the community? Well, I thought it was, and you also had someone like Jordan who was experiencing everything for the first time, and
Yes.
Jermaine's. It was like this amalgamation of these three different people, these three different lives, kind of coming together to create drag.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's unfortunate, some of the response, right? But I think ultimately, with any sort of negative feedback on anything, you have to take it with a grain of salt, and it has so much more to do with what their own experience is, what they're going through in their own lives, what their relationship is to Drag Race, right? Ultimately, it doesn't fucking have anything to do with me. Like, I I'm gonna keep doing what I do. I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna keep having these conversations in spaces that aren't usually having these conversations. And ultimately, I know that I have been able to position myself in this industry because of the privileges that are allotted to me, because of what I look like, because of my ability to pass as cis, to pass as straight. I am able to bring these conversations to people that for the most part would have never have heard them. And I'm just trying to do my part, girl.
Steve, thank you for recognizing that privilege. I think that is such a big thing, and I think that has lost a lot of people who recognize that. And I thank you for saying that. That really, thank you. Oh my God, I love that. Thank you.
Oh, love you. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, I mean, are we gonna get another season of the Love Bomb? Because what's the tea, Mary?
Yeah, well, so I have been keeping myself busy in quarantine. I started this Instagram live show called Space Between the Sheets. It's
Uh-huh.
me in bed interviewing other people in bed live on Instagram 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern Standard Time. Come on,
Work.
check it out on Instagram. And it's been really special. It's been like an updated version of the Love Bomb. I, for the most part, am having conversations with people that aren't celebrities, that don't have large followings, people from all over the world that I'm interested in bringing stories to the table in ways that have never been heard before.
Yeah.
And there's just something superhuman about it, and it's a way that I've been able to stay connected with people. We're gonna have to get your ass on pretty soon.
Oh yeah. Oh honey, you don't want to see me in bed, girl. I guess you know what? The camera lens might fog from how steamy it's gonna get.
Yes, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You wake up just like this, though, right?
Oh girl, what are you talking about? Wake up. Sleep.
Uh,
It's a dream.
but
It's a fantasy.
the love,
Who are some guests you have coming on? Do you have anyone
yeah,
coming up?
Peppermint's actually coming on Thursday. We're gonna have
Oh, work.
a longer, more in-depth conversation on kind of the trans exclusion of Drag Race, the future of Drag Race, just kind of the trans agenda in general. And
Ooh, the bitch, that is a must watch. I
um,
don't think I've ever heard Peppermint's take on the whole thing, so that'll be really dope to hear what she has to say.
yeah, I'm excited. Peppermint and I have been super close, and the night that it came out, when certain people started coming for me on the Twitter, I wound up deleting Twitter that night.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'm like, this is an emotional experience for me. I don't need to see this shit right now. I'm back on. I'm back. She's back on.
Yeah.
It was
You
just,
know, Monet, I just had it. I just had to leave Twitter. Well, I'm back now.
I'm
but...
back on. But Pep actually reached out to me and she was like, hey, babe, like, I'm just checking in. I know this can be super tough. And in just like a really human way, just like checking in on each other. That's what we should be doing in this community. It makes me so sad that there is this inner struggle and this inner fight that exists within our community that is just really toxic and goes against everything that we actually stand for, right? A community is supposed to show up for each other, right? That's literally what the word community means. And I'm looking forward to a time where that is more.
Okay, Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, actually, now it's Eastern Daylight Time. I just learned the fans read me on Twitter. Like, Monet, you stupid idiot, it's Eastern Daylight Time.
What? I've never heard that in my entire life.
Yeah, so when it's like when the time changes in the spring, it's Eastern Daylight Time. When it jumps back into winter, it's Eastern Standard Time.
Girl, I'm still staying Eastern Standard Time.
That's I know. In my mind, I was like, oh, it's the standard of what time should be. I was
Exactly,
like,
it's the standard.
But no, I'm just an illiterate fool, and I've been calling it the wrong thing all my life.
So you're supposed to say EDT now?
Yeah, EDT is right now.
No.
Nico, thank you so much for being my guest today. We are looking forward to. Oh my God! Also, I've been like, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it, but I've been telling friends about the cartoon that we're doing.
Yes.
That I feel like we've been recording for 19 years.
Literally 19 years. And we talked about it on Drag Race too, and they didn't put any of that in.
Yeah, well, you know, also with drag, like, you know, there's so much shit gets left on the cutting room floor. It's like about this everything. But yeah, so hopefully our cartoon comes out soon, and we can.
Have you been saying the name of it anywhere?
I haven't seen the name of it, so I don't know if we can say the name of it.
Okay, well, we're on a cartoon together. It's coming out on Nick Jr. I think this fall.
Yeah, this fall.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
keep your eyes out for that, and we'll
hey,
look for The Walking Dead. Yeah.
Thank you for just showing up for me on that show in a really incredible way. You were just so supportive, and I know some of those conversations that I was having aren't the easiest to navigate, and I've always appreciated you, but working with you in that capacity was really special, and my love for you is very strong.
Oh my God, you listen. You are more than welcome. Don't even thank me. Last thing I want to say is too is that even when Nico and I were having conversations on Celebrity Drag Race, I sometimes will fuck up with pronouns, and I'm still trying to correct my language and fix everything. And no one is perfect. You're not gonna get it right all the time, but at least fucking try. I think is the moral of the story. Just try.
Literally everyone I know, non-binary people included, fuck up pronouns from time to time. It's not a perfect science, right? We are all transitioning. We are all adjusting. It takes time. And as long as the intention is right, like, just show up for each other. That's it.
Yeah. Also, you have beautiful teeth.
You have beautiful teeth.
I would lick your teeth. Licking teeth when I kiss someone is like my thing. But anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's weird. It's a little Monet thing. It's weird.
I love going for just like the roof of the mouth a little bit, just like a little soft little slide.
Good seeing you, my dear. Have a good day. Stay safe. Stay healthy.
You too. Bye, honey.
And that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if y'all can tell. I was sweating during the JoJo interview. I love her so much. And it was a pleasure having one of my music icons on the show. Oh, I'm sweating. But y'all saw like the little hairs in my forehead sticking, girl. That's because, schwitzing. Really fun and insightful conversation with Nico Tortorella. I learned some things. Hopefully you learned some things. And it was super, super, super dope. But of course, thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with us at home, quarantining with the exchange rate. And I'll see y'all next week. Remember to keep your currency in check.